Hey everyone, welcome to The Word on the Street Is with Michael and Gaby, where we mention it all about your favorite Bravo celebrities and the shows they star in.
Hey friends, this is episode 88 and we have a special guest. You may remember him, Paul, aka Real Reality Homosexual. Hey Paul, how's it going?
Hello. How are y'all?
We're
Welcome
good.
back. Like the fourth time we've had you now. So probably the most times we've ever had a guest on.
Yeah.
Okay, well, is there like a trophy?
Not
A
yet.
Funko Pop. A Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Lisa Rinna Funko Pop.
Oh my God, I would die.
Ew, any Real Housewife but her.
Oh man.
I was actually thinking the other day it would be really cool if Funko had a line of Real Housewives.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I don't know if there's enough crossover though in those fandoms. I mean, I'm heavily in both parties, and I know Paul, you have some Funkos too, but like, I don't know how many other Bravo people are also like fans slash collectors of like Funko Pops.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a survey in my stories.
Yes, amazing.
We could call up Funko Pop and get the ball rolling, you know?
Oh, I feel like if enough people start like clamoring for Funkos of the Real Housewives, that could happen. But that would be very dangerous for me.
Right?
Oh my God.
Because there's like over 100 Real Housewives. So.
I know. And you'd be like, well, I've got to get all the Beverly Hills ones. I've got to get all the Potomac ones.
Yeah.
I would be very selective on the ones that I was getting. Like, I would not get Garcelle. I would not get Sutton.
You wouldn't
No.
get Teresa.
No. Well, actually, I probably would, because you know how I feel about Teresa. Like, she's an OG and she deserves respect.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
where it ends for me, though.
Okay, well, I can appreciate that.
A Teresa Funko Pop would be amazing. What if they did the wedding version with the hair?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That would be so amazing. And you know what? I wouldn't want a Sutton pop either, Paul, but I have a feeling they would do a little cat with her if they made a Sutton pop, and that'd be really cute, especially if they also gave her a cat sweater.
Oh God, her style is horrendous. That shower curtain dress on the reunion.
Ooh.
Barf.
With
Well,
Ramona ponytail.
Yeah. Speaking of that, what was everyone's favorite reunion look?
Kyle, hands down.
I loved the color of Kyle's dress. For me, Erica was my number one and Kyle was number two.
Erica did look beautiful. I just felt like her hair was a little overdone on the volume side. I feel like maybe if it was a little bit more sleek, it would have been different.
Yeah, my favorite was Erica for sure. I thought head to toe, I loved it. I loved Renna too. I know like her picture was really filtered, but with the reunion trailer, I thought she looked amazing. And then Kyle minus the buckles on her, like.
Yeah, what were with those buckles? That honestly, she probably would have been tied for me with Erica if it hadn't been for those damn like weird buckles. It looks like she was like in a parachute or she had a backpack. Like it was so weird, but the color and everything was beautiful. Her hair was too similar to how it was last reunion with those like two pieces in the front. That's me being nitpicky.
Well, the buckles were probably there in case she needed to get the fuck out of there. Hook me up and take me away.
Right.
I'm glad the season's done. I think it's a reset, and I really hope that whoever's purchasing bots refund, clean out, and rehire. Like, it's so horrible. It's no fun.
Yeah.
It's no fun to speak about and play around on Twitter anymore.
I found that this season I was really exhausted by the end, and last season I was really exhausted by the end. So, and I never feel that way with other franchises.
I wonder why that is. Like, and I'm sure you're probably not the only one that like feels that way, but I wonder why the seasons have been like causing that type of exhaustion.
Yeah, I mean, they are longer, right? Like
22
at least episodes. I think it's obviously the most watched, so I think there's more fan drama with it. Honestly, maybe if it wasn't for social media, I wouldn't feel that way.
Yeah,
that's true.
So I wanted to also see who y'all's least favorite reunion looks are.
I can start. Sutton is a shower curtain, so she would be like a bottom. I mean, I liked Renna, I liked Kyle, I liked Dorit. I thought Dorit looked like flowy and whatever, like very chic. I don't know, Kathy's dress was just kind of blah. Maybe it was the pinks this year that just didn't like land, but then Kyle's landed.
Well, that was a beautiful shade and just a really pretty flattering dress minus the weird buckles. Dorit, our friend Diana, who owns the shop Rewatching For You, compared it to one of the handkerchief dresses that the girls at SUR used to waitress in. And like, honestly, that feels very accurate to me. Dorit, just like, she's brought so much to other reunions and she really missed missed the mark on this. Like the dress she wore in the finale, that red dress, that's what she should have worn to the reunion.
I think the dress was Giovanni.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The red one I'm talking about?
Yep.
The blue one's YSL, which was like
Okay.
shocking to me. And then you could see that she had like Chanel accessories all throughout her braid. And I felt like the braid was the star of the show, but that's kind of weird for a reunion. My problem with Rinna at the reunion is that she's wearing leopard again. She wore leopard last year, and granted, it was purple leopard. And it also just felt too Jersey for me. Like, this is Beverly Hills.
Yeah, except there really wasn't a theme this year, so I kind of give her a pass. Yeah, for me, like, Crystal was very safe, very basic. It was very
There was
middle.
nothing to her dress.
Yeah, I agree with what you guys said about Dorit. For me, Garcelle was very blah too.
Oof.
That may have been my least favorite.
I agree with you, Michael. I'm pretty sure that's my least favorite as well. Sutton, honestly, Sutton might have been my least favorite, but I do really like the shade of her dress. Although I do agree with Paul that it looks like a shower curtain.
Yeah,
Hairdo was as much for me as a crime as the dress was. I thought the hair was so bad. Sometimes
the hair was worse for me. Yeah.
I thought I hated them both.
I think that Sutton consistently misses the mark with her fashion.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, it's very on brand for her though. I'll give her that.
Hey, and if she can capitalize on that being the worst dressed, then maybe that's a shtick she can do.
Some other Bravo news is that the OG of the OC, Miss Vicky Gumbelson, who Gabby and I met last month, was spotted filming the new season of Orange County with her Tres Amigas, Shannon and Tamara. Are you guys surprised?
Yeah, very surprised that Vicky's filming. It shows they are like desperately trying to save the show. Allegedly, like Heather hasn't been doing very much filming lately because there's like rumors swirling around, and the word on the street is that Terry hasn't been faithful.
I have a hot take on Orange County, and that is that it should have ended after season 15.
I agree with that, honestly. And if it didn't end after 15, it should have just ended after last season, because they've brought new housewives on that have lasted one season. They tried to bring Heather back to save the show. Obviously, that didn't work.
Yeah, listen, I am excited for Tamara, though. I feel like Tamara and Heather and Shannon, that was part of the core 5 or 6 back in the day that made it good. So I'm hopeful that that happens. Now, with Victoria Convulson, I feel like she has no business being behind the camera, but I mean, whatever. After Steve Lodge, she was done for me. I think that guy ruined her as a Real Housewife.
It was that, like, her last reunion for me, with the way she was like screaming and saying, "This is my show and you're bringing down the morals." That didn't really sit well with me. I guess we'll see. I'm not a huge Heather fan, so if it's like a Heather takedown season, I am totally here for that.
At least you're honest.
I hope they expose all that cheating rumors.
Do you guys think it's true? I don't waste time like getting into those rumors. Like, I don't read about them because I don't really care.
Yeah, I just see the blinds and then take it with a grain of salt until it's like actually confirmed.
Yeah.
I don't completely doubt it. Like, if it ends up being true, he's an idiot, because I don't know how he can get anyone better looking than Heather. But
money, girl, money.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Imagine though.
And you live in Orange County. I mean, I think he probably could, but anyway.
He's so unattractive.
But listen, how much money would she make in a divorce? I'm sure there's some sort of something in place. Like, and maybe they don't have a prenup. If they don't have a prenup, she's entitled to half of everything.
Yeah.
That's so much fucking money.
Yeah. And they've been together for a long time. I don't know if that was before like their careers, but yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting thing to watch happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if she would let the cameras like see their marriage fall apart.
Oh no, she's way too buttoned up. She'd never allow that to
Plus
happen.
with the kids and stuff, I don't think she'd want them to see that. That's why I feel like, because she was posting like pictures with him, I feel like that was like a PR thing.
Maybe they'll finish the season, and then after the season wraps and at the reunion, she'll announce that they're divorcing.
Yeah. Or maybe she's really not filming a lot. Who knows?
Only Heather, I guess.
Right. But I mean, it must have been a slow start to the season if they, last minute are bringing in Vicky. So we'll see.
Yeah. If no one's getting a new hip, I'm not interested.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah.
New hip.
If Emily and Gina don't come back, I'll be fine with that.
I would be very happy with that, but
I feel like if this season doesn't go like it needs to, they really do just need to like cancel it.
This will be it. Yeah.
Bill next season as the final season. Well, so what are we on? We're on 16 or we're about to be on 17?
We're going to be on 17. mean. I think it just needs to be done.
Well, okay, so here's my marketing brain. Maybe you roll it to season 20.
Oh,
This is season 17, 18,
that's
19,
a long time.
20. Well, I know, but like maybe 20 seasons is the cap any city should go.
You know what? I don't disagree with that. You know, I feel like Atlanta's been kind of meh. Like, I feel like Atlanta's like following suit with OC. I hate to say.
Very
I
disappointing.
think we need some new cities. I think that they need to invest in new cities. I think that if that's the case, I don't think it's going to be a city any of us have been watching and following. Like, I thought for sure 2 months ago Scottsdale was on 100%.
That's what I've been thinking. Yeah.
It's just, but then I figured out that I don't think it is. I think the
Oh,
fucking
really?
cast fell through again. They've had that thing casted 3 times
How does that
Damn.
and
keep
it's
happening?
fallen through.
How does that keep happening? How
I
do
don't
they-
know. See, I can't get in that deep. I
Yeah.
can't figure out where to go to get like the real reason, but like I know it's been casted 3 times and each time I think it's fallen through. And I was pissed because Scottsdale's like very like diverse. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I don't know. I feel like we need to have a Real Housewives of like Hawaii or
I would love that. Yeah.
something like that.
Like it's gonna be that or like something another like southern type of city.
Winnetka was thrown around several times, but I was never able to really like get any kind of like beat on anyone doing anything there either, except for just filming. You
I
know?
would have liked the Midwest, but
I mean, they casted Chicago, and then that,
yeah,
you know, it just I don't know why they probably cast it everywhere, honestly, and
True.
then just figure out where it's gonna be.
they
Or if-
probably test film to see
I-
if you know it's really gonna work, if it's like viable. Anyway, well, before we get into the Salt Lake City premiere, I wanted to talk about the taglines. What were your guys' thoughts on those?
Well, I am Queen Lisa Barlow all day long. I think that her tagline was very good.
Mhm.
I think Whitney's was good. I ran some polls in my stories this morning. It was between Jen and Heather, and Jen was winning. And then it was between Lisa and Meredith, I think. I feel like it's a mixed bag. They were all really
Yeah.
good. At least I think they were.
You know what? When I first see the taglines, I'm always underwhelmed. And then as the season goes on, I start to like certain ones. So I feel like I need to give it time. I think the only one I didn't really like was Heather's about the bad Mormon. I don't know. I feel like she's overused that.
It's like word on the street is.
Yeah,
Still
right.
the word on the street.
Yeah.
Like, I think that that's cute for a season or two, but
Yeah,
let's
agreed.
move on.
Yeah, I agree. Lisa's is my favorite. I'll always have your back if you stop stabbing me in mine. So good.
Mhm.
And then my least favorite is actually Whitney's. I really thought that one was not great. I thought Whitney has just kind of gone downhill for me since the first season, and I don't know. I hope she redeems herself during this season. Is your favorite also Lisa? For your
I
favorite?
don't really have a favorite right now. Probably Lisa, or honestly, I didn't mind Meredith.
Well, I like how they're spaced out in the intro, in the sequence. I think that like the music is very well done. A lot of times there was one New Jersey, maybe a couple years ago, where the track behind the taglines was so off, like it didn't even end correctly. It didn't land, so it just was
Yeah.
off the whole season.
You know, how could that even happen?
I don't know.
Well-
Someone's not paying attention, clearly.
They always fuck Jersey over with their budget, so
I don't know why. Jersey does deliver consistently.
it's literally the second highest rated. Well, should we get into the Salt Lake City season 3 premiere?
Let's do it.
So I love like the montage they used at the very beginning of this
Mhm.
episode where they showed like the confessionals, the little like black and white like clip thing that starts a set. It was very like we've never seen a season of a Housewives show start that way.
No. And I do feel like if you are a viewer of Salt Lake City from season 1 and you've kept up consistently each season and follow them on social media and see that pathway, I think that reel is very much shocking when it comes through if you know what's happened off season with the girls. You know what I mean? Like you follow their social media and you see the dynamic changing while they're filming. It just, for me, it was like cinematic perfection.
Yes.
Like I called my husband out of his office and I said, you have to watch this.
Did he?
And
Yeah,
I
I
just thought it was so good.
did
I
he
love
enjoy
that
it?
they used like clips from 2019. And yeah, I just love when the dynamics shift and friendships change. I think that
Mhm.
makes the show interesting.
Yeah, we have a lot of shifts this season. season. And I'm just really excited to see how it all is going to unfold. We started this episode off with Meredith and Jen hanging out in the pool, which was weird to see given everything that happened last season.
100%.
I agree. I think that Meredith made a big miscalculation in season 2, but also coming into season 3. I think that she spent 2 seasons ruining Jen, talking shit about her, and all of a sudden you're besties again. Like, sorry. And furthermore, Jen looks a little bit like, what are we doing too? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the relationship is very convenient. It doesn't appear and present very well, at least to me.
No, 100%. I mean, I think Meredith made a miscalculation in having Mary's back so much, because Mary was not a like long-term housewife, obviously, because she didn't even show up to the reunion. And then, you know, she had her falling out with Lisa, and then she's like, oh, well, I have no friends, so I'm gonna, I guess, be friends with Jen. And she spent all last season, like, remember they were on that trip, and she's like, well, I don't want to go to this dinner because these funds were potentially stolen, and like, totally believed that Jen was guilty. And so now all of a sudden they're buddy. I mean, she was so pissed at Jen for liking those tweets about Brooks, and then somehow was able to get over it, but is so hung up on what Lisa said about her. So I'm like, make it make sense.
And can we like just the whole diatribe that Meredith and Seth, well, not even Seth was just theirs, like whatever. But I think that what Meredith planned and did say on camera for a consistent 7-minute scene was way worse than 15 minutes of somebody fucking losing their shit, or 15 seconds. I've talked to people who think I'm crazy, and I've talked to people who agree with me. And I just feel like when you look at the intention behind shooting a scene and having those specific conversations and points coming up versus catching Lisa in a rage, like, it was clear she was in a rage. It's apples and oranges to me, and I don't feel like Meredith has any room to try and cry about the fact that, oh, Lisa said this, when she literally got on camera and did the exact same thing to her. Like, exactly. I would buy Meredith having a little bit of like class and normalcy in the way she treats people if she wouldn't have done that. Like, and she could really claim like, oh, I'm still feeling bad, like blah. No, like, I think she was intentionally coming in to get Lisa, and I think that she intentionally went in harder, and it makes her look stupid.
I agree 100% with that. It's not like Lisa's rage was unprovoked. I'm not saying it was right, but like, she was pissed off. She was feeling hurt in that friendship as well, when Meredith was having Mary's back like 100 times more than Lisa's. And I also don't think she really meant for that to get out there the way it did. I understand Meredith being mad and being hesitant to the friendship, but yeah, like you said, she's strategically now spreading all of these rumors about Lisa's business, her family, her, performing favors to advance the tequila.
Which
and it's
so
not
stupid.
Just that episode. It was like the next episode, she's still talking about it. So obviously she's now trying harder to take Lisa down than Lisa was ever doing to her. So
I feel like Lisa has spent every season kind of being the punching bag of the season. Like, it's always something they have a problem with Lisa. Like, Heather has a problem with Lisa, Whitney has a problem with Lisa, Jen has a problem with Lisa. Everyone has a freaking problem with Lisa.
Well, and I think like Lisa intimidates a lot of the women too. I think Whitney's like realizing it's kind of smarter to team up with Lisa than to be against her. Glad she knows her place there, but
that's kind of how like Jennifer is with Teresa. She's like, I'm not going against Teresa. I know better than that.
Yeah. Jennifer was smart.
Can I also just say though that if you look at the Salt Lake City cast, Jen aside, obviously, because we know that she's not probably going to come back, and if she does, it would be for a short time anyway. Lisa and Whitney are the only ones, in my view, that you can see in 3 seasons still being on the show with a storyline that they're able to drive. Like, I think Whitney's a good housewife from the perspective that she's not afraid to kind of go there in any capacity, and so she's good for the show. Lisa obviously knows how to drive the storyline. I think that when you bring in Meredith and Heather, they're just kind of like womp womp. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think Heather is already was getting old season 2 for me with her like Mormon storyline. Like, I'm not saying it's not interesting, it's just it's overplayed. So I don't see her going anywhere else with like her storylines, and she doesn't really get involved with drama besides kind of just blindly following Jen. And then for Meredith, I feel like she continually is getting more unhinged, but like I don't know how much longer she'll be able to like handle like being on the show in general.
she doesn't even live in Utah.
Meredith
Doesn't even live in Utah. That house is rented.
just like Jen's.
That's true too.
Just like the chalet.
The chalet 3.0.
Oh my God, Jen talking about having to downsize to her house. Like that
Closet.
that was really cringe. Like I had to downsize from this to this. And it's like, wow, your new home is still like really nice.
Yeah. I mean, I
Like,
think
you
that
lived a better lifestyle because of your like ripping people off.
Right.
And now it's hard for you to have to go back from that.
And in that tape, she was like, I'm like the Wizard of Oz, like cringy.
Cringe.
it was. I don't know what I think. I think her guilty plea was shocking to me.
Yes.
And maybe I'm an idiot.
Shocking.
It was shocking.
Nice. Well played.
Maybe I was just an idiot. I don't know. I'm not sure even how to feel about that. Like watching it back, like she's saying she's innocent and now she's pled guilty. I feel kind of duped.
I don't want to hear I'm innocent all season 2 when we know the outcome. I kind of feel like they're not really focusing on Jen though. Like, I know that she's had like her like personal scenes with like Coach Shaw and her mom and stuff, but I feel like they're kind of strategically like, taking the focus away from Jen a little bit because they know
she has to go.
Gonna be gone. So yeah.
I mean, it makes sense for not to fade her out because I think she's still a huge part of the show. However you feel about Jen, she's part of the cast. So but I do agree with you that I think that's likely to get more and more apparent as the season like goes on. Like they'll still focus on what's happening with her, but it won't be after they get back from New York, after her guilty plea airs. I think that's when we'll see a drastic reduction in the pushing of that story.
Yeah. And I can't wait to see Heather and Meredith look like clowns all seasons.
They like drive the clown car.
Absolutely.
That's funny.
And it's not even like a good honk either. It's like the clown car that you like give a dirty look to as it's driving by. Ugh,
the thing is I can respect Heather's clownness a little bit more because she's been a Jen follower kind of from the start, but Meredith's more of a flip-flopper.
Maybe I should create stories that's like on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a clown is Heather? Oh, that would be so rude. I shouldn't do that.
That would be funny though.
I feel like I think Meredith's the next to go.
Yeah.
I think this could be Meredith's last season.
I could see that.
God, I hope so.
I don't think it will be, but obviously it'll be Jen's, and I don't know. I thought they would probably try to include more of the newbies in the season from the jump just because we lost Mary and Jenny. We knew we were probably going to lose Jen. So we'll see. I mean, I'm excited for Angie K and for Dana.
Same. Angie H is a waste.
Yeah, I don't like Angie H.
You mean Sarah Paulson?
Oh God, yes. Like they do look very identical. I don't know. I noticed at the end of this episode, this newest one, the preview for next one is like when Meredith is with Heather in their bedroom and Meredith has that big old hair. I feel like a lot of what we saw in the trailer has already come to pass in the first couple episodes. So I feel like there is so much that we have not seen yet that's happened that
I like when that happens.
Yeah, it's like they set you up for the first 3 or 4 episodes and then you still have 8 or 12 to go. I'm so thankful that Whitney and Heather had their falling out.
Me too. Although it sounds like they were on the same side on Girls Trip. That will be interesting.
I don't know. I don't really listen to any press Heather does, but I think Whitney did some press or something and said that it was just a very like interesting trip.
I saw that Whitney was recently on the 2 T's in a Pod podcast hosted by Tamara and Teddy.
I haven't listened to that yet. Have y'all?
No, I've just kind of seen like people posting about what people say on there.
I listened to the episode that Caroline Stanbury was on before Dubai premiered because I wanted to see if there was any insight she was going to share on there. I actually enjoyed it more than I expected. And then I follow them on TikTok. So then I just see like clips and stuff from the podcast.
I had a moment. Have we even recorded since Dubai was on? Did we ever talk about Dubai on the podcast, the three of us?
I don't think so.
You said Stanbury, and that's what prompted me to have that thought.
Yeah, because summer was so crazy for us. We like weren't doing weekly episodes. We were like doing it every other week, if not maybe once a month. So we didn't have you on like for our monthly episode like we were doing before the summer. So
yeah.
When did Dubai premiere? Did Dubai premiere in May?
In June, and I think we had you in May. So yeah, I think we
right before
basically just skipped the whole season.
It wasn't that good anyway.
No, it wasn't.
But the women are worth talking about though, even though the season wasn't great.
I agree with you. Yes.
So who is your favorite Dubai housewife? Really quick. Let's take an extremely quick detour.
Okay, so this is we never take extremely quick detours. None of us.
No, we don't.
But I'll try to be as quick as I can be. I think Lisa is my number one. That was very shocking to me. I didn't think she was going to be my number one. And I think after Lisa is Chanel, and I think after Chanel is Brooks, and I think after Brooks is Sarah, and I think after Sarah is Nina, and I think after Nina is Caroline Stanbury.
Wow.
Mine
and
is.
I can't stand Sergio. Like, get him off the fucking camera. Seriously.
Agreed. My ranking is very similar. Same top three: Lisa, Brooks, and Ayan. I don't know where I would place them, but then also same bottom three in that order. So I think I like Brooks the most, but yeah, Lisa was the most surprising. I didn't really know what I was going to think about her, but I really liked her. But yeah, Stanbury was my least favorite as well. You know what? She brought more to the show than Nina or Sarah, so I'll give her that.
And you, Gaby?
Chanel Ayan is my number one favorite. Number two, I do still love Caroline Stanbury from when she was on Ladies of London. I agree with Michael that she still brought a lot to this season. However, I just think she has a really bad attitude, and she just did like every episode, and I found it kind of off-putting. And then Stanbury would be more of an honorable mention than like a favorite. I am enjoying Brooks a lot, and Nina and Sarah, they just were more boring than anything, but I don't dislike them. So I don't have a least favorite. There was something I liked about all of them.
Yeah, they were all good enough for like a second season, but they all need to bring it.
Yeah, some much stronger than others.
For sure.
I don't know. I mean, when are they going to start filming again? Who knows? Or are they going to start filming again?
I can't imagine they wouldn't do a second season, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't start filming until like, I don't know, we're in October and the holidays are coming.
I want to see Christmas in Dubai. That would be cool to see.
Yeah,
maybe it would. Do they celebrate Christmas there? I'm sure people do.
I think so.
We know Stanbury is still going to, wherever she's living.
Yeah.
I loved seeing holidays on Ladies of London.
That crazy storyline about having a baby with Sergio, give me a fucking break. She has no business having another child.
Do you think they're going to have another child?
I don't know, but like he shouldn't be pressuring her either.
No.
Like I'm not like looking side eye at Caroline Stanbury because she is in a marriage with this man, but like he is not. That would not be a qualifier for me. If you I would never have got married to him. Like, nope, sorry, you're not going to tell me I'm going to birth another child. My children are 15, 16, 17 years old. I've been there and I've done that. Sorry.
It's just like a little puppy dog. Ugh.
Yeah.
She was also saying that she had 2 really rough pregnancies too.
Well, yeah. And if Sergio gave a shit, he'd be like, okay, then that's fine. We don't need to have it. Let's do like adoption or something. Surrogacy.
Those pregnancies were when she was much younger too. She's 47, 48 now.
Yeah. I mean, she's definitely high risk by her age alone. And
and
that's no shade at all. That's just facts.
It's just facts. And the shade is at Sergio, who's not supportive of that.
Well, I mean, he's 25. Like, what the fuck did we know at 25?
He just turned 28 like
20
days ago.
Fine. I just can't stand him. Get him off the fucking camera. I don't need to see him every time she's on camera, man. Like, come on.
He's obsessed with being on camera with her.
Yes, I think so too.
And notice I said he's obsessed with being on camera with her, not he's obsessed with her.
Yeah. Well, everything's very convenient. Maybe Lisa or Ayan were correct in their assumption.
Lisa and Caroline, though, that's a good feud, don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Because I was surprised Lisa was as formidable as she is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I was not expecting that from her at all.
Yeah, same.
She's very soft spoken, and like she just has like a very sweet aura about her. So but she really went after Stanbury at the reunion.
Yeah, she did. And
Yeah,
it was no anything. It was no fool, no nothing. She just went in.
Yeah, she's not one to be messed with.
Well, that was not a quick detour.
Yeah.
Do we want to get into the latest episode of Beverly Hills then?
Yeah. Actually, that's a great segue. You know, we're leaving the city of gold that we stopped in unexpectedly. And now we're going on to episode 20 called Silence is Golden. How perfect. Don't you love when things work out that way? So during this episode, we've got the Pretty Mess hair extension party hosted by Erica. I thought it looked like a really fun party to go to. I know some people have been like hating on Erica's business and stuff, but like I think it's cool that she's doing it. The extensions look really pretty, and I like how she had all the different colors. Kind of reminded me how like when Kylie started her extension line way before she ever got into cosmetics, and she had all the fun colors.
This has to make money somehow, right?
Exactly what I was gonna say. And the fans would be bitching to her if she didn't have a job. Oh, you're so lazy, you're still living on time.
Yeah, she
damned
can't.
if you do, damned if you don't.
She can't do anything right, and she'll never be able to. So at this point, fuck them.
Yeah, Rinna too.
Same with Rinna. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Paul, Rinna, you said she blocked you on Instagram too, right?
Yes. And I did not fucking do anything. Like, I am team Rinna. Everyone fucking knows that. After I posted that, people were like, really? She blocked you? And I said, yes. Like,
same with us. When I like posted about it and it was like, oh my God, she blocked us. People were like, what the hell? Like, that's so crazy.
And I don't know. I feel like I had seen a few tweets about how she just, for a couple episodes around the time those bots came after Jax, I think that's about the time when it happened. And I think she made a statement, something about how it was just too much for her and she deleted a whole bunch of like housewives accounts. I think I was just collateral damage. If she messaged and said, sorry, like, I didn't mean to do that, I'd be like, okay, fine, like, moving on. I don't think that it was malicious. I think I was tossed out like baby in the bathwater type bullshit.
Yeah, agreed.
Because I fit the bill.
I'm still like really bitter over it. I think it's so mean to do that. And also, but for her to say she's distancing herself from Bravo, and that's the reason that she blocked all of these fans, like that's not even true, because she's still posting about Bravo all the time in her Instagram stories. Like all the accounts like screenshot it and repost it, so that's how I know about it.
Yeah, so no, you're right.
She's not distancing herself. Just say it for what it is. Like, you're an asshole.
I mean, she is an asshole.
Yeah,
but she's an asshole that makes great television. So
yeah, with iconic lips and big hair.
Yeah.
But then also turns against her fans who support her. That's the part I can't get over.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Oh, the big thing was just the Kathy sit down with Kyle and then showing up.
I don't know. I felt like Kathy was maybe genuine for like a hot second. But then I have an easier time believing that Kathy Hilton wants to protect her image at any cost versus Kathy Hilton really caring about Kyle, because just like the fans think that Kyle's abandoned Kim and Kathy, I think it's equally as possible and probable that Kathy has abandoned Kyle and Kim has abandoned Kyle. I think that it both can be true. And yes, has Kyle been shitty to Kim and Kathy? Maybe. But I don't think that Kim and Kathy's hands are clean at all. I think all three of them have all in to this fucking family drama. And I don't think anyone can be to blame.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's completely innocent in all of this. Like, everyone has a role in the issues that these sisters have. Like, there's no way like all these issues could be going on for so long if like if they all didn't have a hand in it, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I will say, like, I do think that Kathy took more ownership than I expected her to. I think Rinna's kind of playing it out a little bit, but I mean, that's the point of the show. So I'm not going to be mad about that. I really just want to know if like Kathy actually used like a slur.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we'll ever discuss that. So
I was having a conversation. So we have a couple friend of ours comes over sometimes to watch Beverly Hills with us. We were talking and like, I think that Rinna is who Rinna is. And we have had Rinna on the show for so many seasons. We've seen good, bad, right, left, yellow, pink, purple, blue, Rinna. Like, and okay, so we've seen her be crazy. And so I don't know why so many seasons later we're still reacting to Rinna being fucking Rinna.
Yeah, this
Are
is who
these
she
people
is.
that
I
daft
know.
that
Yeah,
they can't fucking understand it? Like, ugh, these
that's
fans
just
are
who she
fucking
is.
crazy. Yeah. I tweeted this. I think I tweeted something earlier like, the fans would fucking stand a garbage can if it said fuck Rinna on it. It would be like their idol trophy.
Well, and the thing with like Garcelle and Sutton is like, I get that you hate, you know, the Fox Force 5. And so naturally you cling on to these two. But I know they serve a purpose. And I do think that I wouldn't fire either of them. But it's like, without Erica, what would a Garcelle have talked about this season? Nothing.
Right. You're
Like
right.
we didn't see her filming any of her show, like The Real. We didn't see really any of her life. We saw her talking about Erica's drinking and Erica's earrings and Erica's legal stuff. Like she spent her whole season talking about Erica. And I know that that's important, but for the fans to say, oh my God, Sutton and Garcelle like carry the show. No, they don't. And without Erica and Rinna, I just don't see them doing anything. I see them being a snooze fest. So
I agree 100%.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I hadn't put that together with Garcelle because like literally every confessional she's talking about Erica, and then like
exactly,
even when she's like with the women, whether Erica's there or not, she's talking to Erica about Erica, or she's talking to the other women about Erica. It's like in Mean Girls when Katie's like, I couldn't stop talking about Regina. 80% of the time I was talking about her, the other 20% I was waiting for someone else to bring her up.
Yeah, like
totally.
And I know there's a purpose to that, and I like that there's two sides. I'm just saying, like, for fans to be like, oh my God, like Sutton and Garcelle really carried the show. I just disagree with that.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Crystal started the season like against Sutton, and I think she realized that she would be more liked by the fans if she sided with Sutton and Garcelle. So I think she's strategically done that.
I agree.
Sutton's become a big fan favorite. So I think if Crystal has any hope of staying on the show, I think it's probably wise for her to like stay like on good terms with Sutton. Because otherwise I don't really know how big of a chance Crystal has at staying on. Because she kind of had a whatever season this season. Like this episode, she was barely in it. And like I didn't really feel her presence missing that much. Not to be mean, but it's kind of how I feel.
No, I agree. I could give or take Crystal, really.
Mm-hmm. And what about Diana?
Who?
No,
Diana.
yeah.
Who?
Yeah, I had higher hopes for Diana. I don't hate her the way that some fans hate her, but I don't need her back.
I noticed you're wearing her favorite color, Paul. The woman only seems to wear green.
Oh, and this is actually
me too.
Gertie Abrera sent a care package from this merch she's putting at BravoCon.
Oh,
nice.
Oh my God, I'm jealous.
Well,
we love Gertie.
Yeah, no, I love Gertie too.
Yeah, the other thing that has been annoying me is like the way that Sutton and Garcelle now hang out with like LVP and Denise, Camille, like basically because they know the fans will get a kick out of it. So that kind of annoys me.
I saw Sutton post a picture the other day. It was a selfie of her and Denise, which I was like, what? And then like Sutton was at the Hollywood Bowl coincidentally at the same time as Camille Grammer. And they I know, right? I was like, that place is huge. You don't just run into somebody at the Hollywood Bowl. But they took a photo there together too.
Well, I think that these girls better be careful with their calculations on trying to like succubus on these old housewives, because that's going to get really tired really quickly. And I feel like Beverly Hills is about to enter a phase, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't really give a shit. I feel like Beverly Hills is going to enter into a phase very soon if they don't change some things and get rid of some girls next season, where it's going to become an Orange County thing where one by one they're going to start to be chopped off and you're going to have no cast.
Yeah, that's true, because the fans, and myself included, and I kind of regret this, I hated Tamara at the time, and I was kind of happy when she left, and then, you know, Vicky left, and then we were kind of left with nothing. So be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, for sure. I think that there could be that situation in Beverly Hills very much, like, and soon, you know, these crazy people want Renee and Erica gone. That's slicing off two of the main storyline. What are you going to talk about? Nothing.
I don't see Erica going anywhere. I could see
No.
Renna leaving or getting fired, but I don't see Erica ever going anywhere. I mean, she's been the main focus for 2 years.
Yeah.
They would be really dumb to get rid of her. I mean, she deserves a raise at this point. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, look at Kenya. everyone complained about Kenya. Oh, Kenya's so mean. Like Atlanta did not thrive and does not thrive without Kenya. She's an integral part of the cast.
Yeah,
Is
I
she?
agree.
Kenya Moore hair care. It never gets old for me.
That shit was so funny. I will never be on the wrong side of Kenya. Kenya can do no wrong in my eyes, honestly.
Yeah, I love her. I used
Me
to,
too.
honestly, I thought I was going to be that way about Rinna always until she blocked us on Instagram. Like literally, it flips such a switch in me. I hate her now.
Well, I hope someday like she comes back to you and apologizes like I envision it to be for me. And like we can just live all happy and together. Like
Yeah.
it probably won't happen, like fine, but
Well, if she unblocked us, I'd reconsider everything.
yeah, you hear that, Rinna? If you're listening.
If you're
Unblock
listening,
us, Rinna.
we're begging you. We're on our knees begging you.
We need
Stop
to post
hurting
this
us.
specific clip of the snippet and tag her.
I hate when she did that.
So cringe when she does.
I know.
Next week, we are going to do the finale of Beverly Hills. But right now, we are going to cover the Southern Charm finale called Wreck the Halls. God, they're so clever with their episode names. I love it.
Was it a Christmas episode?
It was Christmas
Yeah.
in Charleston, and it was very picturesque. It really made me want to visit Charleston during that time of year. You know what? The only thing I hate about whenever they show all the really like beautiful parts of Charleston is that they always like showcase like the horse-drawn carriages as like a great part of the city. And they've done that since season 1. And I'm just like, can you stop showing these horse-drawn carriages? I'm like so vehemently against horse-drawn carriages.
Mm-hmm. It like gives you a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, especially the ones who like pull carriages in New York City, like next to taxis and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I feel like this finale was a big flop for me. They spent a lot of time like leading up to this party and then basically crammed a night of drama into like literally the last 3 minutes. And I'm like, what? Like, how did we get here? What happened? Like, that we could have spent way more time on this, but it was like they showed Madison saying one thing about Leva, and then all of a sudden Olivia's like, oh, I'm leaving. Bye. Like, you know, screw you, Madison. Like, I'm like, how did we get here? We totally missed a bunch of this. And then they like crammed the Leva and Craig drama into the end. Like, it just felt really choppy and weird. I didn't really like it.
Yeah, I agree with you on all of that. It wasn't a great finale. Our friend Morgan, who has the podcast Morgan P Talks and has been a guest on our podcast, she posted something really interesting about like what went down between Craig and Leva at the Sewing Down South Christmas party. She was saying that like there's a lot of jealousy amongst the Southern Charm cast that like Leva got her own spinoff show, and that like that caused a lot of tension, especially with Craig. So I guess like that was really the reason they were fighting, but they made it seem like it was more about like the seating chart and stuff, but it would have broken down the fourth wall like way to like have them talk about Leva getting a spinoff show. So I also heard though that Leva posted in her stories today saying like it's not about the seating chart at all. So all of that kind of checks out, and it's really interesting to see if they're going to address this during the reunion.
Yeah, this can definitely be Leva's second in last season. I didn't enjoy her at all. She was barely around. And when she was around, I didn't enjoy her. So maybe, yeah, she just needs to focus on her spinoff.
I feel like she's very beautiful though.
She is. And I loved her last season, but I was not a fan at all.
Yeah, we both were huge fans of her last season. I still liked her this season. I just thought she wasn't as great as she was last season. I just feel like she brought so much more to the table last season. And this season, she just like wanted to sit out a lot of things. She complained a lot. It just like, I don't know, just the person we were obsessed with last season just didn't really feel like she was there very much.
We didn't learn anything new about her. We saw a couple scenes of her, you know, baking cookies and like being with her son. She was barely around at any of the cast trips or events. So there was really no point in having her on the show.
Last season, she talked so much about her Persian culture, what it's like being Persian, being married to a Black man, having a biracial son, living in Charleston, like how important the BLM movement is to her, how important it was having the John C. Calhoun statue come down. Like she was super like versatile last season and like just really, really interesting to watch. And we didn't get any of that this season.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah. Well, I still would like to tune into her spinoff show if that's still happening, just to like see what that's like. I don't have high hopes for that though, if I'm being honest.
What's the
Yeah, I
context
will
of the
tune into
spinoff?
that.
So
I-
Leva is a restaurant owner in Charleston, and she owns a couple of different restaurants. And it's going to be, I think, kind of like a Vanderpump Rules-esque show.
Yeah.
Jesus, like stop. Although I did like Candy and the Gang.
Really? You're the
I
first
didn't get
person
into
I've
that
heard.
one. I'll watch Leva's show. I'll give it a chance because
Yeah, I want to give it a
I'm
chance.
kind of over Vanderpump Rules, and I think it'd be nice to have a younger version of that, you know?
Especially
Y'all really didn't like Candy and the Gang?
I never watched it.
No, I'm kind of over Candy and her spinoffs.
She's the longest running housewife.
We know.
I'm just saying, she deserves respect for that.
We respect her.
Yeah.
We aren't obsessed with her.
Well, I'm not really obsessed with
I'm
her
falling
either.
asleep. I'm falling asleep just
not
thinking
trying
about
to-
it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to speak for you, Michael, but would you say that's fair? Like we respect her, but we're not obsessed with her?
I like Candy. I'm bored.
That's fair, I guess. She doesn't have much of a storyline ever, really.
Yeah. I appreciated Marlo for making her work.
She definitely had way bigger storylines when she first joined the show.
Mhm.
Yeah, now it's just businesses and Todd, and I don't care about any of that.
Yeah, I don't care about the businesses all that much, and I really don't care about Todd.
Exactly. Okay. Anyway, we're on a tangent.
Get back into Charleston. We ventured out to Atlanta really quick, but I think that's because we actually don't have much more to say about Southern Charm.
Yeah.
Finale was just okay. Like Michael said, it was Southern Charm. I think Michael has said this a few episodes ago, and it was like totally spot on. The Southern Charm golden days are kind of over, unfortunately. And I think the current season, and same with the last season, there's like a few moments that are really good, but there's not even like really great episodes anymore. All the plots from this season we knew ahead of time. Am I going to stop watching? No. Am I obsessed with it the way I used to be? Also no.
Yeah, spot on. I agree with all of that. I'm not invested.
Well, can I just make one statement about Bravo's lineup of content?
Please.
Housewives have been a consistent success when maybe not if you look at ratings, but in general, the viewership, the fandom has remained for so long, while these shows have arced at season 7 and 8 and gone downhill. Like Southern Charm, Vanderpump Rules, I feel probably the same. Like it used to be so much better than it is. And so why are we continuing to invest in Summer House? Like, why are we investing in these anymore?
Yeah, I think really the only spinoff that's like good anymore is Summer House. I think Southern Charm and Vanderpump Rules could both be canceled tomorrow, and I would be totally okay. Shaw's, I think, needed to be canceled earlier than it was, but I was grateful that they did cancel that as well. So I know that they're trying with like some of these new shows. I don't know that people are super thrilled about this like Real Girlfriends of Paris.
So
like,
stupid.
Yeah, the ratings were literally like the worst ratings I've ever seen.
Like, and what a stupid name.
Yeah. And obviously Below Deck, I'm missing Below Deck. That's like a big thing, but that's not even Bravo. I feel like that's just like the straight men that like that show. So I don't always like consider that the same.
Below Deck's been on for a while now too. Like and a lot of
a long time, yeah.
Like spinoffs, but it's is it still Bravo's #1 rated show? I know it was for a long time.
I think the lines are getting blurred with that with Peacock now because I think a lot of the Below Deck episodes air early on Peacock, so I don't know that they're getting the same ratings. So I don't know. It's getting harder to tell with that.
But I'm ready for them to reboot Dallas, put that on Peacock. Scottsdale was supposed to be on Peacock, so let's get that one back in the lineup. Just give me Real Housewives. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I'd probably have a lot more followers if I like indulged myself in other Bravo content. I just don't care to watch it. So like my followers have plateaued for like ever now. I just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about Housewives for sure. That's kind of all I have.
So that is it for this week's episode of The Word on the Street. We're so happy to have Paul back on. We were planning on having him on like every month, but as y'all know, Michael and I just had like super busy, crazy summer. just weren't filming nearly as much as we normally do, but we are like so happy to be back on a more normal filming schedule and having guests on more regularly the way we used to. Paul, thank you so much for being here. As always, we would love if you could share with our listeners your social media handles, and of course we'll include those in the description. But yeah, if you could share those, that'd be awesome.
Of course, on Instagram you can find me at Real Reality Homosexual, and on Twitter you can find me at Real Reality Homo.
Love it. Awesome. Well, thank you as always for your hilarious commentary, your snark, all of it. We love it.
Well, I always appreciate spending time with you guys, so thank you for having me.
It's nice having somebody that agrees with almost everything. So
yeah, I feel like the three of us are on the same page about like a good amount of topics.
yeah.
Yeah, like 85%. I think we'd have to really go like franchise by franchise for the Real Housewives to really get an accurate number.
Yeah.
Maybe that'd be a fun like arc to do or something.
I was gonna say, don't threaten me with a good time. That sounds like a blast.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Thanks so much for listening.